Shamai, hello? How's it going? You doing well? I sure hope so. I'm Blythe, and we're continuing with Slay the Princess. So, after we finished on the last session, I did take a quick look into the memories, and I noticed that it looks like we actually kind of diverted the path here. So it looks like we could have taken the tower herself, like the big goddess lady, to actually, trying to think, I'm brain fine. We could have taken it to the hands. I'm just gonna call them the hands. And what I thought was actually really cool is that there are so many different images we just didn't see, which is pretty impressive. So we've taken the Fury. I think we referred to her as a demon last time, but there are so many of these ones we didn't see. Holy shit! But we took the Fury, so maybe if we happen to go on this path again of the tower, maybe we should try and pledge ourselves to her, and hopefully we'll get something different. There are so many of these. And that's us looking in the mirror, I suppose. We don't even know what that is, but let's get back to it. So let's continue where we left off.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, while I don't think this is like a full fresh loop, it is essentially a fresh loop.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The question is what are we going to do this time? That's the thing. Like last time I was pretty gung-ho about killing her. I'm not sure how I'm feeling this time. I guess we'll just kind of play it by ear. Note, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard. Or oh, I didn't know you could use controller for this. Let's see. Yeah, let's just turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No, because I don't even know where I am now. Let's see. So, the only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I am not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
He's a hero.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's a G.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
You're such an asshole. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Yeah, you're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
I think you're doing this, dog. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Well, if I start walking in a different direction again, in fact, I'm gonna just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Oh, the cabin's over there. And the music's getting crazy.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Am I gonna have to deal with 4 princesses?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
There's so many.
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
A little bit. The more wound up you get, the more tempting it becomes.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Did I win? No way, it's actually taken me to chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Is that a wall?
In the basement of that cabin is a princess.
That's a wall.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Are you not gonna let me leave? Yeah. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
You're such a fucker.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Ooh, who's our new friend?
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Oh, I like you.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day.
Yeah, this is chill.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
I can lie to him. Yeah, I'm gonna. If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just gonna stay in the woods forever. Stay in the woods forever.
Oh, that's clever. A little boring, though.
It's a bit.
It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
This is something.
Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing.
Oh.
Wait, can you still hear me? It's getting fuzzy.
Oh, narrator, are you okay?
What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
Maybe. Am I going to the hands again? I see a tree. Or is that tree always there? The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes closer. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Oh, she's grabbing me this time. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws along the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will? No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There's only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Oh, really? That was a full loop, and again, I didn't even bring one? That's crazy.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I guess my voices aren't going to remember this now. Yeah, this is a fresh loop. Yeah, can't someone else do it?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Let's see. What should I choose next? I should probably do more exploring. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Shouldn't be slaying any of those guys.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
True, but we shouldn't be killing any of those folk. Even if they are horrific, eldritch entities who turn into gods. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
I mean, to be fair, we have witnessed the world end several times at this point, so I don't know why I'm arguing with him.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I still don't know how the world ends, though. All I know is that just reality just seems to cease to be. But then again, I don't know that for sure either, because all that seems to happen is, it's not even that. I just tend to die, and then I'm whipped to another reality or another time loop or whatever. I think it's a reality. Let's see.
Don't mention it.
Okay, thanks for
It's all
telling me what
part
to
of the
do.
job.
I think I'm just going to have a chat with
You
her.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin. I think I'm just going to leave my knife and just go in and just have a nice chat with her. She really didn't want to talk to me when I had the dagger last time.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's just go. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Me.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
You sound like the broken right now. Don't start doing this to me.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm just gonna say hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Okay, that does kind of reek of manipulation a tiny bit. I'm not getting good vibes from that, but I'm still gonna be nice.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I'm a little bit confused how a basement has a window. I mean, that's probably the thing I should be least confused about in this game.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Yeah, actually, yeah, let's just give it a crack. I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more
Aww.
difficult.
She's got, like, sleepy eyes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're making a huge mistake.
I mean, if I do it this way, at least I might see what it, like, kind of looks like when the world ends. If the world ends, even. Maybe the world's only ending because I keep trying to fuck with it. But at the very least, maybe I'll be, like, alive to see exactly what's happening.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, thanks for backing me up on this, G.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Why are you looking away? Looking a bit suspicious.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Oh no, is there a key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Yeah, let's go check.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
That is a point. I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Oh, you're very sweet.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is that you?
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
I guess we gotta go back.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Well, the problem is now I'm stuck in here.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
You put me in this mess, I think.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, at the very least, we should be able to get that off your arm, though.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
I don't like that the music stopped. That's you know what I mean? Just the complete absence of the music and just that ambient sound. Something bad's gonna fucking happen, isn't it? Because I tried to be nice.
She barely
Okay.
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Okay. We could have tried, like, at least 3 other things before we jumped to this. Adorable little teeth, though.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing metal.
Now I'm worried that I'm in here with you.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
I still don't think she's going to hurt me.
Or we could use it to free her.
Or we could use it to free
You
her.
won't like what happens if you do that.
Well, I mean, I probably won't, but at the very least it might be cool. Save the princess.
Fine. Against your
Oh,
better
no.
judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
The fact that the icon changes, now it's like a dagger with like blood on it, that's super cool. I don't like that I'm just cutting through her arm and I wish she wouldn't look at me while it's happening.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Why are you so casual about this?
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, that is very upsetting.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Yeah, she seems pretty nonplussed.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
I've had worse reactions to stubbing my toe. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No, oh, you man, no.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
She's got moves.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Ooh, got a resist button.
The blade. Move the blade.
Nuh-uh. Oh, that's... I love, like, the parallax scrolling, or whatever it's called.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
I mean, we don't have to jump to this, let's be honest.
She plunges it
Okay.
into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Once again, I feel like you jumped to something that we didn't really need to do. You really didn't have to stab me.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Oof.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
I mean, I should probably have more success if she used her teeth. She did a damn fine job gnawing through her own arm.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
I mean, she's not taking pleasure in this, at least. The other one, I think the other one would have enjoyed it. The other one, like, it actually enjoyed killing me.
It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay. Well...
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You know, this might be a good place to end this for now, because it's starting to run on a bit long. So, I'll catch you in the next one, and we'll keep going with this route. Bye-bye for now.